Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I would come here and act like I'm happy to tell this story time, but I'm really not. I filmed this story time the other day and I don't know what my camera decided to do, but my camera decided that it did not want to upload this story time to my MacBook and it just kept deleting. So I have to refilm this story time. So for starters, I know if you're new to the channel, you're like, what is she talking about? I'm sorry to start off a video like that, but I'm not too happy to retell this story time. But hey, maybe second time's the charm. Maybe I'm gonna come with more enthusiasm. I don't know. I would highly appreciate you guys giving this video a thumbs up, considering the fact that I am filming this story time again for y'all. I'm not gonna have makeup. Y'all, I look so good in that story time. That's another thing. I look so good in that story time, and that whole deleted. Now I look like a damn bum. A bum. Let's get straight into the story time because I don't want to waste no time. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. You already know what to do. Go ahead and check out the rest of the content. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe. So boom. This story time involves Zebra. This is not really a long story time, so I'm just gonna tell y'all what happened. For those of y'all who are new to the channel, Zebra is a girl that I used to be friends with and we fell out. I still have to finish the story time about why me and Zebra fell out, so be on the lookout for that. But this is not one of those story times. This is like a funny story time. I thought I should give you guys like a little funny story time to try to, you know. So this is how it happened. Zebra calls me and she's like, hey girl, do you want to go out? This was like fresh out of high school. I was going out all the time. We were always going to parties, scenes, like we were just always out. If I wasn't out with Zebra, I would be out with my other friends going out, you know. Partying was just my thing back then. I don't really like partying today, but partying was my thing back then, you know. So Zebra hit my phone. She like, hey girl. I'm like, hey, what's up? Seen your pretty ass soon as you came in the door, yeah. Okay, let me stop. So bam, she's like, hello. She was like, do you want to go out tonight? And I'm like, yeah. Now there's this place called D Place, like the letter D and then Place. I don't know if it's still up. I think they shut it down. But there was this place called D Place. Now D Place, they used to host 18 and up. So like if you were 18, it wasn't 21 and up, it was 18 and up. So if you were 18, you could go to the place. So the place wasn't, the place was like a spot. Like we would go there every once in a while. It was like an African club, right? She hits me up. She's like, hey, you want to go to the place today? It's supposed to be like people from the African community. They supposed to be there. You want to go? Like, I'm like, shit, I don't got nothing to do. So let's go. But yeah, I'm like, let's go. I don't got nothing to do. You feel me? So she's like, bet. So I get ready. It's nighttime. And I am going to go ahead and give you guys a background to this. Now, the place is off of the street of Bissonnet. For my people that are from Houston, y'all already know where I'm going with this story. If you are choosing to move to Houston, I would tell you guys, check out the Bissonnet Street. When I tell you Bissonnet Street is one of the best streets in Houston, it is one of the best streets in Houston. The luxury apartments go so high up, you literally need security to get in. So your car's not gonna get broken into or nothing like that. They even have models that walk up and down the street. Bissonnet also has a big old dog park in the middle of the street, to the point where you could take your dog to walk. And on top of that, Bissonnet has playgrounds for like the dogs. So you can actually take your dog to walk, play with other dogs. Bissonnet has a nice luxury hotel surrounding it. So if you do choose to not move to Houston, but you are choosing to, travel down here to Houston, check out the nice hotels near Bissonnet. They have nice luxury hotels. Valet parking is top tier. Everything is all right, let's get straight into the story time. Let's get back into it. So yeah, so Bissonnet is a nice street. I know everybody from Houston like, girl, don't tell them that. So the place was off of Bissonnet Street, which I didn't really care. A majority of the halls were on Bissonnet Street, like the African halls. So whenever they would have like African weddings and stuff, it was always off of Bissonnet Street. So I was used to being in that area, you know? I don't know who drove that night. I don't know if it was me or Zebra who drove, but one of us drove, right? There will be times on Twitter, like I told you guys in my other story times, people will be promoting parties, you know, people will be promoting parties. Like, hey, y'all come out tonight, we finna pop out at this, we finna pop out at that. So they were promoting the place. Like, people of our age was telling us that the place, like, they was gonna be at the place. Because the place is like called D's Place, but we just call it The Place. Cause the thing with The Place is like, even though The Place is a crowd of 18 and up, it's usually like older people that be there, like they be in their 30s and 40s. So like when everybody get on Twitter that is our age and say, hey, we finna pop out at The Place tonight, everybody tends to come because, you know, like people not used to popping out at The Place. It's a whole bunch of 18-year-olds. So it was this one girl, we're not gonna give her a name. I have a story time about her because me and her actually like fist fought in the past. Like we fist fought. So it was her and she was there with her group of friends, and yeah, that was it. Like it was her and she was there with her group of friends. Now her group of friends were deep. They used to be like 10 deep back then. I didn't fuck with none of them. Them bitches didn't like me. I didn't like them. You know what I mean? I'm looking like, where is everybody else at? Like, where is everybody else that was tweeting, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna pop out, where is everybody else at? Like this whole just dry. Like it was just that girl that I had fist fought plus her friends and then African uncles. And if you guys do not know, so we as Africans, if we see an older African man like in his 30s or 40s or old enough to be our dad, we just automatically call them African uncles even if they are not our blood uncles. So it was just a whole bunch of African uncles, like, you know, in the background, but like the kids were gone. So I'm looking at Zebra, I'm like, Zebra, like, why we here? Why we here? So Zebra's like, girl, I don't know. Now, one of the boys Zebra was cordial with in the group from that girl, he started dancing with Zebra on the dance floor. I'm just sitting in the chair just watching. I'm just vibing out. I'm like, whatever. And now, mind you, at that time, me and Zebra, we drank that night and we were chiefing, you know what I mean? Even though I wanted to go home, I kind of was like, I'm already here. I might as well just chill, listen to the African music, vibe it out. I was already faded, so I was like, whatever, I don't really care. So I'm sitting on the couch, Zebra and the boy, they're on the dance floor, they're dancing and stuff like that. He calls me over, I start dancing with them. Like, it's just good vibes. But then all of a sudden he tells Zebra, he like, hey, we finna dip out. Bye. I tell the guy bye, so they all leave. That whole group that I did not like. So now at this point, from the looks of it, the only young people in the club are literally me and Zebra. Everybody else is like African uncles, right? Me and Zebra's still on the dance floor. She dancing, she doing her own thing. Not really paying her no mind. You know, I'm just on my phone, vibing to the music. You know, I'm doing my own thing. So these 3 black women come walking in. 2 of them were plus size, 1 of them was skinny. The one who came walking in, she kind of departed from them after a while, but the 2 plus size women that walked in, they came and they sat behind us. Now I was sitting in the couch that was near the dance floor, which was here. They basically sat right here, and then Zebra was on the dance floor dancing, right? When they came in, they looked ghetto as hell. I'm gonna just give you a description. I don't really remember how one of the other ones looked, but I do remember how this one lady looked. She had a blonde wig and it was like in a ponytail, and she just looked very ghetto. Like, she looked very ghetto. They looked like they were old enough to be our mom. Clothes were very tight. Like, I'm talking about like tight clothes. Like, they looked like they were for the, yeah, I love the strippers. Yeah, I love the strippers. Like, they look like they could be some plus size strippers. Like, they look very erotic. So they come walking in, and they come walking in loud as hell, like talking up a storm, like they were ghetto. Like, they came walking in ghetto, loud, like, yeah, da 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 da. But like I said, I'm faded. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm vibing it out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm vibing it out. I'm looking at them. I kind of, in my head, it was funny because when they had came in, my head told me they're gonna be a problem, but I'm not really thinking nothing of it, you know? I'm like, they probably might be a problem to them, not to me, you know? And then they end up finally sitting down on the couch. So I just look at them, and I just went back to looking on the dance floor at Zebra, you know, hyping her up, like, yeah, like, you know, bullshit, the bullshit you do with your friends when y'all go out. After a while, I see the two women. I don't feel like giving them a name, but if I do call one of their names, I'm gonna call one of them Blondie. I see the 2 plus size women get up and they start moving around the club, right? But like I said, I wasn't paying them no mind. The only reason why I turned around was because they were loud. So when she got up, the Blondie got up with like, she was, you could tell that Blondie was super duper ghetto. You could tell that the other friend was just like piggybacking behind her bullshit, right? So when Blondie got up, Blondie was loud as hell. You know, she was very loud. So I looked back and I turned forward again. So they're walking around the club. Of course, I'm not paying them no mind. They're walking around the club and they're talking to men. After a while, they come and they sit back down, and Blondie is like, ugh, like, and you could tell that Blondie's upset about something. I stopped looking back at her because I don't want to keep looking at her and she'd be like, what the hell are you looking at? Da, da, da. Like down here in the South, it's very disrespectful to stare at people. Like it's very in the South, you got about 5 seconds to give somebody a compliment. You cannot just keep staring at people down here. Like people will actually get very mad at you staring at them. So I can hear that Blondie is upset, but I'm trying not to look at her. I don't want no issue. I don't want no problems. They look like she old enough to be my mama. Blondie sits down. Zebra's still on the dance floor. Throughout this whole time, Zebra's still on the dance floor. I tell Zebra, I'm like, hey Zebra, I'm ready to go in a bit. Cause I think at this time, like 30 minutes had passed. I was over it. I was just ready to go. Like, even though I was faded and I was chilling, I was just ready to go home and go to bed. I was tired. So Zebra's like, yeah, we can go home in a bit. Like, I'm like, she's like, I still want to dance. Like, we can go home. She's like, you know, we came all the way out here. Like, I still want to dance a little bit more before we go home. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. So out of nowhere, a whole bunch of African uncles started coming towards us. Because mind you, the African uncles were on the other side of the actual club, and you could, and what I think happened was, I think me and Zebra got to the club late because you could tell that it was a divide. Like even from where the girl that I had fought, where she and her friends were standing, they were like on our side, like the side we were on the dance floor, and then like the older people were over there on that side. So what I think happened is, I think me and Zebra came a little too late to the club. So by the time we came, the people who said that they were coming earlier, they had already left, right? Lo and behold, the African uncles, they start coming to the area that me and Zebra are in. They start trying to talk to me. They start trying to talk to Zebra. I'm trying to be polite, but in my head, I'm like, bitch, give for me. Like, I'm not talking to you like you're old enough to be my father. They come in and say, hey, sweet thing, hey, baby. And the way African uncles mac is so disgusting because first of all, considering the fact that they are old enough to be your father, number one, and then like, the way they mac is so like they be like, hey sexy thing, you look so good, man, you look so good tonight. Ooh, ew, bitch, they make me want to go and put a fucking mummy dress on so they can no longer think I look good. But yeah, so they're coming there. One guy, he comes, he tries to talk to me. I'm being polite, I'm not being mean. Like I said, I'm not gonna be mean, you know. Like I'm trying to be polite. I'm not trying to be mean, but I ain't trying to be nice either. Like, get the hell away from me. So, you know, they come in, I'm politely declining. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I got a boyfriend. What boyfriend did I have? I don't know. I did not have no boyfriend. I haven't had a boyfriend since 9th grade year. But in my head, I had a boyfriend. I don't care. They're coming. They're like, hey, baby, you single? Da, da, da. I'm like, no, I got a boyfriend. They start coming up towards Zebra on the dance floor to talk to her. I don't know what she's saying because, like I said, she was a little, like, you know, further from me and the music is loud. So I don't know what they're saying. So another guy comes. He tries to talk to me. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested, uncle. I'm not interested. So they come. Out of nowhere, I hear Blondie go, ugh. Now, bitch, I said I wasn't gonna look at her, but bitch, when she did that, I literally went like this. I said, not only did I turn around, Zebra and the guy, because there were 2 guys trying to talk to us. We all looked at her and we're like, what's her issue? So she was like, da 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 da, like I can't hear what she's saying, but like she going da 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 da, like da 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 da, like let's go. All I hear her tell her other friend, she's like, let's go, like they're really finna piss me off, let's go. She's saying more shit, but like I said, I couldn't really hear everything. So she dip out. So when we look at her, I end up looking at Zebra like, you see this shit? So me and Zebra, we make eye contact. And I'm looking at Zebra. You know how you don't really gotta even say much with your friend? Like once y'all give each other that eye contact, you already know like what she trying to tell you. So I looked at Zebra and I'm like, and Zebra's like, I don't know. So we get back to it. So the guys, they still trying to talk to us. They resume trying to talk to us. And I tell them like, nah, I'm good. So they get away, right? So now at this point in time, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm ready to go home. Like, you know, it's getting a little too lame. You know, too many guys are trying to come and talk to us that are old enough to be our fathers. They are not looking cute and coming with money. I'm not hearing money talk. Like, it's time to go home type shit. We collect everything. We pack everything. And we're getting ready to walk outside. Now, when me and Zebra walk outside, Zebra's in front of me. I'm behind Zebra. When Zebra is getting ready to walk outside to open the doors, we hear a group of women outside screaming. Like, not screaming loud, but like you could tell they were irritated and like it sounded familiar. By the time we get outside, it's Blondie and her friend. Now the petite girl that they were with, I don't know where she went. She wasn't with them. But basically, as soon as we opened the door, the Blondie basically yells and say, there they go. Bitch, Blondie pointed at me and Zebra. Bitch, I looked at Zebra. Bitch, Zebra looked at me. We looking like, there who go? She legit was like, there they go, there they go. Mind you, when she said there they go, she was standing next to security guards. Now, y'all already know the club, they be having them RoboCop security guards that can't really do much. She was standing next to them, talking to them. And when she seen us and she yelled, there they go, me and Zebra kind of looked confused, like, there who go? Like, bitch, I even turned around. I'm like, maybe somebody behind me. I'm thinking maybe she talking about the little skinny friend that ain't there. Like, I'm confused. Like, I'm so confused. So Zebra's like, there who go? The lady just, she didn't even argue for like a long time, y'all. She literally was like, ooh, da, 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 like that. Like, I had no idea what she was saying to us, but tell me why she literally just started charging towards us. So mind you, she's running towards us. We're moving back because we're like, hey, we don't know you. Hey. We ain't trying to fight her. Like, she looked dirty. Like, I don't want you touching my skin, bro. You might break me out. Move back. Like, it's certain people you don't fight. Like, it's certain people that look like diseases. If you touch them, bitch, you might get the disease too. She moving forward, bitch. I'm moving backwards. The fuck? Domino effect. So, tell me why this lady reaches out of her pocket and she pepper sprays us. All you hear is shh, and you just see shh coming towards us. This lady pepper sprayed us, y'all. Mind you, when she did it, mind you, she's running with the pepper spray to get us. We're moving back. So when she pepper sprayed us, it got on us. We're coughing and shit. But like, it didn't really like affect us that bad because we were moving back, right? So when she did that, the security guards kind of like got a hold of her. They were pulling her. Her friend was trying to charge up on us to fight us. They were screaming, like they were kicking, trying to get to us. Me and Zebra, we weren't even trying to fight them back because we were so confused as to what was going on. You know the funny thing, y'all? Me and Zebra, I don't know about Zebra, but I didn't even process that we got pepper sprayed until I started coughing like crazy. That's when I finally processed, like, this lady pepper sprayed us. Mind you, this story is pulled, like I say in all my story times, it sounds elongated, but this shit happens like... Now, in the club, that shit was long because it was like 30 minutes of them doing the bullshit. But when we got outside, this shit happened so quick within a minute. Not even a minute. Within 30 seconds, this shit happened. So my brain didn't even process that this lady real life pepper sprayed us. Like, I wasn't even thinking that until like I just kept coughing and I started itching. Like, my hand started itching and then Zebra kept coughing. So mind you, they're trying to like get to us to hit us. All you hear them call, they started calling us all type of bitches, hoes, this and that. And then out of nowhere, the blonde lady yells, trying to steal my customers, trying to steal my customers. F you, bitch. And I'm looking like, what customers? Like, it's a lot going on, to say the least. It's a lot going on. Literally, we're kneeled down. So then the security guards, they're like, hey, y'all gotta get out of here. They're like, y'all gotta get out of here or we're gonna arrest y'all. Or we're gonna, like, you know, we got police on dial. Like, y'all gotta get out of here. Police stays around Bissonnet area. So me and Zebra, mind you, I'm like, when I tell you guys, I was so high. I literally, after me and Zebra get the coughing and itching and shit, I look at Zebra look at me, and bitch, we bursted out laughing. Like, we could not breathe because so many dumb shit used to happen when I hung out with Zebra. So like, it just sometimes turned into like a funny thing. Like, I don't know, for some unknown reason, which is so crazy because I usually would be heated if somebody pepper sprayed me. For some unknown reason, I did not care. Like, I really did not care. Like, and then on top of that, like I said before, the pepper spray did not get so close to me, so it didn't really affect me that badly. At this point in time, we get to talking to the security guard, trying to figure out what went left. What did she tell them? Like, we're confused. So we talking to him and he's like, what happened in there? He had the audacity to ask us what happened in there. No, bitch, what happened out here? Because it was only when they came outside that they started turning up like this. We've been sitting next to these bitches inside the club for the past 2 minutes. What's going on? We're just like, what did she tell y'all? Like, we're not even telling him what happened inside because nothing, to my knowledge, happened inside. Let me tell y'all what happened. Now, y'all know I was being sarcastic when I was talking about Bissonnet. Bissonnet is one of the lowest rundown streets in Houston. You wouldn't want to live on Bissonnet. Now, Bissonnet is a prostitute street. If you want to be a prostitute and you're moving to Houston, Bissonnet is the way to go. Basically, there's gonna be, if you go, mind you, it's only 3:55 p.m. right now. If I get in my car and I go to Bissonnet, I put my last dollar on it, I'll see a girl walking up and down that street. Those two older ladies were prostitutes. Basically came into the club to recruit men. Saying this story again making me laugh. So that time period, remember I said there was a time period where they started walking around talking to men. I guess that was the time period where they started recruiting men. And mind you, the security guard is telling me all this. Like he didn't say it like this, but like I'm kind of like, you know, I'm telling y'all from my perspective what I think happened. Basically, when they were there recruiting men, they came back to sit down. Remember I told you guys that the prostitutes were sitting next to us. So I'm guessing when they went to go talk to all those African men and they came and sat down, those African men, like I said, everyone from Houston know that if you're on Bissonnet, and you're a man, a prostitute is gonna try to talk to you. I remember one time I was going to this party. Like the thing is, those prostitutes, those Houston prostitutes are desperate. Like they not the type where, you know, you gotta park your car and then like talk to them and then they move. No, they not. I'm not gonna even say desperate. They be grinding. They be up and down that street all night. I remember one time I was going to a party and this prostitute was begging this man. Like she was legit begging to fuck him. Like she was begging him. When I tell, and mind you, I know when you think of prostitutes, you think of sloppy, you know, not know how to dress, this and that. It's all different type of bitches on that street of Bissonnet. I'm talking about bitches you will see and you'll be like, man, she could be an influencer. It's them type of bitches on the street. It's the old, like the ones I told y'all about, the sloppy hoes on the street. I'm talking about like all different type of girls. It was a petite girl. She had a fat ass. You could tell that it was her real body. Makeup beat down to the guy. She put her hair in a high tuck ponytail. She had her nails done, lashes done. Everything looked good. She kept begging this man from his car. And she was like, please, because like I had got out my car and I was waiting for my friend to pull in. So I was just waiting by my car and the guy, he was parked next to my car. So she kept begging. She was like, please, I'll give you a discount. Like, please, sir, I'll give you a discount. He kept saying no. Like, mind you, this guy was Hispanic. I don't think he knew English like that. So she kept trying to talk to him and he was like, oh no, no. When I tell you, I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was trying so hard not to laugh. So mind you, where I had parked at, I had parked in front of a restaurant. This lady comes out of a restaurant. This lady comes barging out the restaurant and she was like, what's the issue? What's the issue? Mind you, she was Hispanic. She's like, what's the issue? This black girl switched up her whole storyline. She was like, oh, I was looking for like directions to, you know where you at? This is your street. So at this point in time, I'm watching the whole thing. I'm like, man, this is a Lifetime movie network. And bitch, even Lifetime won't star this. But I like this. The Hispanic lady was not playing because like I said before, if you're from Houston and you see a bitch, if you're from Houston and you send your man on Bissonnet Street and you see a bitch talking to your man on Bissonnet Street, you know some funny shit going on. So she was not for it. Like she was like, no, like she's like, he good. Like she's like, he good. She was like, oh no, I was looking for directions. She's like, he good. Like she was shooing her away. So the girl walked away. It's a whole nother story time. But I'm basically just trying to give you guys a description of how Bissonnet Street is, right? So basically when them girls came to sit back down on the chair, I'm guessing that the man that they were trying to talk to were probably laughing at them because we sometimes laugh at the prostitutes. Like, I laugh, but you know, we sometimes be like, man, they be trying, like they go up to you. You don't even got to come up to them type shit. So, you know, I'm guessing the man probably looked at them to laugh amongst each other or whatnot. And then they ended up spotting me and Zebra because like I said, we were on the other side of the club. So I'm guessing when that situation happened, they started coming one by one because that's when they noticed us. They're probably thinking, oh, who are those girls? So they start migrating towards us. Basically, those ladies thought that we were prostitutes as well. And they thought that we were stealing their clients. So that's the reason why that lady screamed like that when she kept seeing men come up to us over and over again. She thought that we were prostitutes and we were stealing her clients. And so she left or whatnot. And then basically the security guard basically said when they went out there, she started yelling saying that we were stealing her clients. And he knew what she meant. And he was like, who, like, you know, and so she talking up a storm, she yelling. And I'm guessing while she was yelling and complaining, we ended up coming outside. So she got mad. Now the guy, he was talking to me, he told me she was on drugs, hardcore drugs. I'm like, of course, like no normal human being would do what they just did. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to tell me that this lady's on drugs. I know she's on drugs. I seen her this morning take the drugs. I don't care what nobody says. So yeah, he's like, yeah, she's on drugs. So you can, I'm sorry that this happened to y'all, but you know, don't take it serious. Me and Zebra, we laughing. We do not care, y'all. Like, we did not care. Like, I don't know. Know that if you going on Bissonnet, stupidity gonna happen. You know what I mean? So we didn't really care. Like, we weren't plexy. We weren't mad or nothing. We were just like, man, this was a stupid night. So yeah, after that, me and Zebra just decided to go home. That's the ending of the story time. I think that was the last time that I went to the place, because somebody else tried to invite me to the place like a year later, and I was like, I'm never in my life going to the place again. Never. And then I think it got shut down. So yeah, y'all, that's the story time about the time where we got pepper spray. I don't even know what I'm gonna title it. I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna say, if I'm gonna title it, I was a prostitute. Nah, that's doing too much. What's wrong with me? But yeah, y'all, that's the time about the time, with the time and the time that I got pepper sprayed. And I hope you guys like this video. Like I said before, give me a thumbs up. This is the second time I'm recording this. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Class, tell the people in the comment section that is new to the channel, why am I gonna see them tomorrow? Cause it's Vlogmas.